Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Unsolicited Career Advice, episode number 10. We are in double digits. When will we stop? When DJ Khaled stops giving you the keys to success on Snapchat. Unless he stops next week, in which case we will be going much, much longer.
Lion order.
First question comes from the site Quora.com, and the question is, what skills do you need to be a great UI UX designer? I love this question, and in fact, the answer could be its own video, but I will break it down to a few things. And just as a side note, one thing I'm not going to address in this video is what the difference between a UI, user interface designer, and what a UX, user experience designer is. I will outline some general ideas. So the first skill you need to have is communication. You need to be able to meet with managers and with clients and get them to share their vision. And then you'll need to be able to reiterate their vision back to them in a way that makes them feel confident that you'll be able to come up with a solution for their design problems. Next, you need to be able to deliver. You need to execute on their vision using your skills for things like Photoshop or Illustrator or Sketch or whatever other rad skills you have for design tools to take their ideas and their vision and make it a reality through design. Finally, you need to revisit your communication skills and listen. Like, really listen. Because when you bring your first designs back to your clients or your managers, they will undoubtedly have advice and feedback for you. The goal is to listen to their feedback and then use that feedback to make changes to your designs, to your concepts, and to your ideas. Now listen, if you're interested in learning more about UI or UX design, head over to Skillshare.com. It's a super low cost way to take some courses to give you the basics for you to decide if it's something that you want to carry on with or not. Question number 2 comes from our favorite source, Twitter. I want to start my own business. As somebody who started a couple of businesses, let me give you some real world advice. Granted, the first business that we set up, me and my older brother, was a fish stand where we planned on selling live fish to people as they walk past our house. Only problem, all the fish died before we ever started the fish stand. Please don't call PETA. What I probably should do is speak from my experience starting Raise Your Flag. Before you dive headfirst into starting your own company, my advice is find a company to work alongside with. Find a small company where you can be surrounded by entrepreneurs who are making the day-to-day things of that business happen. Because by watching what those people are going through, the problems that they're running into, the way that they're dealing with those things, you can dramatically speed up the process before you decide to head out and start your own thing. If you can't get a job with one of those companies, ask if you can volunteer or intern. Do whatever you need to do to be close to those companies. It is no surprise that so many people who used to work for Google go off and create their own companies. They learn from a great company, they take those things and they apply it to their own companies. Foursquare, Pinterest, and Bourbon, the very first version of Instagram, were all created by ex-Googlers. Next, while you're working alongside with one of those companies, read as much as you can about entrepreneurship and starting your own business. Read about people who've created tremendous success, and make sure you also read about the people who've seen a ton of failure. Because by learning the good and the bad, you'll learn what to replicate, what to duplicate, and what to avoid. Finally, surround yourself with amazing advisors and mentors. People who have gone through it themselves and people who are willing and ready to give back to the entrepreneur community. Raise Your Flag would not exist if we didn't surround the company with a ton of amazing advisors and mentors. People that I can call up if we don't understand something about financing or something about processes or hiring or firing or building product. Without those people, without mentors, without advisors, companies really struggle to move forward and grow. Every great company I know, every great founder or CEO that I know always has people in their corner helping them push the business forward. Question number 3 comes from Twitter. After a trip to my guidance counselor, my hopes and dreams are now crushed. I was recently down in Kansas speaking to a group of students, and after I was done speaking, this girl came up to me and told me that she went to her guidance counselor to tell her guidance counselor that she wanted to be a baker. And her guidance counselor told her what a waste of talent, skills, and ability. Her guidance counselor believed that she was too smart to be a baker. Yeah, The good news, your guidance counselor is only one person who may not believe that your career path is realistic. The other good news is that your guidance counselor does not control your career success. You do. In so many of these videos, I talk about assembling a team, a support system of people who believe in you and your career path. And that support system doesn't need to include people who are crushing your hopes and dreams. My advice, do not let the opinion of one person take away the excitement that you have for your next steps in your career path. Instead, go out there and find the people who will support you and help you move forward. That doesn't mean that those people are always going to tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes they may disagree with you, sometimes they may challenge you, but they will not crush your hopes and dreams. They will support you and do what they need to do to help you take your next steps successfully. Your guidance counselor is one person, and that person does not dictate what your career path will be. And that is that, episode number 10 over. Like my respect for dream-crushing guidance counselors. If you have career questions for us, let your Twitter fingers do the talking, use the career advice hashtag, or shoot us an email, or better yet, write your question in the snow and our satellites will pick up the image. Finished.